over the course of this podcast, a lot of things have changed and happened over time. To starters, my National Youth Club Arsenal, I've gone from being in the absolute gutter to challenging for a Premier League title, a big leap, something which is really positive, something which I really look forward to if it happens. And then Jordan's Man United have been up and down, and now looks like they might be on the way back with a process of their own. You know, things are looking good for us. Things, in terms of football, we're quite happy. And then something had to rear its ugly head in again, didn't it?
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Yep, looks like we are back with My Problem With series, a series in which I will enlist a problem I have with football. We've had a few episodes before. Did I do My Problem With Arsenal? I don't think I did. I did My Problem With VAR, I did My Problem With referees, and I've also done My Problem With the Champions League, which kind of associates with this, but not quite. But today we are doing My Problem With the Super League. And you might be thinking, why are we talking about the Super League? That's old news. But it isn't anymore. The Super League looks like it might be trying to get back in somewhat, with Real Madrid, Barcelona and Juventus never actually having left. It never really died down. It was always there in the background, and now it's trying to rear its ugly head in again and ruin it all for us. I've got an article here which I'm going to read. This is from BBC Sport, and they are saying that a new proposal has been made, and it would be an open competition. That's the main idea, is that they basically changed it in order for it to be more suitable for us. But I can't help but know like the ugly kind of intentions behind it. So, according to the A22 chief executive Bernd Reichardt, who is A22 is the sports management team which is promoting the Super League, and so, yeah, they're the ones who backed the original 12-team proposal back in 2021. The original plans contained 20 teams, and obviously within 48 hours, all the English teams left, which massively damaged it. And alongside that, I think a couple other teams, because it was only 3 that remained. So basically, they are trying to replace the Champions League. They're going to try and create a European competition. Their idea is a minimum 14 games a season for each side. And they have discussed this with apparently 80 teams. There's been no one new signed up, but that's what we've heard. We don't know who these teams and board members, whatever, are, but it's been discussed about a new meritocratic system. And my answer simply is, okay, if you've made it be more like the Champions League, why don't we just stick with the Champions League? And also another thing, they're saying they're not going to affect domestic leagues, which is what they originally were going to do. It was originally going to replace the Premier League, pretty much. And that's the reason this exists. I've watched Goldbridge's opinion, and I absolutely agree with what Mark Goldbridge had to say. The existence of the Super League is purely because of the threat the Premier League poses to the rest of football, in that the Premier League holds all the money and all the cards. It's where all the money is, all the television rights are. And my simple answer is, if you want that, you've got to do that to your own leagues. The reason the Premier League makes so much money is the television rights are distributed fairly. The La Liga rights, the TV rights, are only distributed to the top clubs. And, you know, you look at the way the other leagues are managed, and it's poor. Real Madrid, Barcelona dominate that league for a reason. You know, it's a miracle that Atletico have done that, because the teams below them simply do not have the funding. You know, nowhere near as much. And sure, in the Premier League, you could say the teams at the top earn way more than the teams at the bottom, which is still true. It's still true, but it's the fact that by being in the Premier League, they still get a lot of funding compared to the top clubs in other leagues. And it's so hilarious looking at Juve's situation when they're backing this, when they've just been hit with a points deduction for dodgy dealings, you know? And Barca probably could have been done with dodgy dealings. The amount of financial trouble they've been found in. Real Madrid have had financial trouble recently. You know, like, it's so obvious what the true source of this is. It's the fact that financially they have put themselves in a hole where they can't catch up with the Premier League. And the answer should be, you know, trying to put forward changes to their own domestic system, not trying to ruin the European system as a whole to benefit them. And no matter what anyone thinks about the Super League or the Champions League, because I think the Champions League is going through some issues as well, and that needs to, and the new reforms supposed for it, I do not like. But I still want to keep it, and here's why. UEFA is a governing body. It's a governing body. It is like a governmental kind of system with elects and stuff outside of football clubs, controlling football clubs. Whereas this is kind of promoted by Real Madrid pretty much. You can't have clubs in power of this whole system. That's awful, and we know what's going to happen. Goldbridge went through it in his video. I'll see if I can link it below, but in that video he basically states, look, this isn't going to be a 14-game system. Eventually their plan is to replace the Premier League. That's the plan. They want you to play games, and also the whole games abroad thing, really don't like that. The idea that an English club will play another English club in Abu Dhabi or America sickens me. It's wrong. It should only happen in pre-season. Pre-season's enough. Enjoy your pre-seasons. Do you know what? Make that the Super League. Make the Super League a 10-game pre-season. We will play our children in it, and you can have fun. That's all. Do that. But Joel, it really sickens me. And the response immediately, like La Liga have put it down. The Premier League has said nothing. All they've done is referred to their original statements. They're not changing their stance whatsoever. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's going to work. I think I'm worried about the slight changes, because the slight changes might tempt people in. But realistically, people should know that, these people have the same intentions as originally made. They, what they think hasn't changed. They've just changed it so we believe it a bit more. And that's not going to change our conclusion. I'm in no way supporting the Super League. I'm sticking with the Champions League. My club has not played in the Champions League for years. I want to play in the Champions League. I want that. I want that feeling. I want to hear the noise, the history, the tradition behind that. And that's what I enjoy. Sure, the Super League's better for foreign fans, globalising the sport. But football's not that kind of a sport. Football is a domestic sport at the heart of it. Enjoy the Champions League, enjoy those kind of things. And it's sad because Europe's kind of where football thrives. So if you're an American fan, it's not that easy. But, the key is, as I've said with La Liga, it's improving the domestic situation. That's the source of it. If you don't want to, be jealous of the Premier League, try and sort your own league out. Don't try and ruin the Premier League. That should surely be the solution at the heart of all of this. But, yeah, the Super League's an absolute pile of crap. I mean, if you want to see what we said originally, just look at it here. It's the worst day in football history.
Football's dead.
Football was born in Sheffield and it's died in the hands of Florentino Perez, who is a tumour in football.
And yes, football should always be a show, but there's not really anything competitive about it.
Yeah, exactly. We weren't exactly supportive of it when it happened. It was actually quite a depressing tone and mood, and I must say, our editing and the idea of camera quality has massively gone up since then. And also, I really did not. My hair was awful back then. Same with my beard as well. But yeah, a lot better now. Hopefully, people say no even quicker this time. I mean, the funny thing is, this has made this news and no one news signed up. When it broke last time, it had all the teams in. This time it's broken and they're trying to get the teams in. So the media response will come before the teams, and the teams will know the PR and they will know it's probably a bad move to go back in. I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Champions League itself is moving in a kind of Super League-y kind of way, and we want to stop that. But I'd rather play in the Champions League. That's my honest opinion. But anyway, what do you think? Comment below what you think about this new proposal. Are you in favour of it? If so, please give me your reasons. Comment below also what you thought about the new Champions League format is. I'll probably try and go. I've already done a video on that, so I'll link it here if you want to see that as well. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. We just hit 400 subscribers. We're really hoping to rise up. We'll probably do a special video when we reach 500. So that is something to look forward to. Ding the bell for notifications as well. Should be notified every single time we upload. And yeah, this has been my problem with the Super League. It's absolutely diabolical. See ya.